Yeah, I'm in my 40s and I ain't married. But tell me why I feel that it's more women in their 40s unmarried than it is men.
And you've hit a wall.
Men aren't approaching women anymore. Not because they're mama's boys, not because they're man child or scared or whatever it is you call them these days. You know why? Because one wrong word and they're labeled creeps. One compliment and it's harassment. One traditional gestures and they're called sexists. So they've learned to leave you alone. Then you wonder why chivalry is dead, why dating apps are the only option. Congratulations, women. We've played ourselves.
And sometimes, even if a man wanted to approach you, you won't until you give him choosing signals.
The future is looking very doomy and gloomy, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Now, we just had a dope discussion highlighting how a lot of the older men are opting out of dating and choosing to be single. But what about the young men out here? I'm starting to see a lot of the young men that are on the right path even say, I'm done with relationships. I'm done with trying to pursue something solid and secure with a woman. Like, that is so terribly bad. Because these are the young men that we need to help build the future generations to come. These are the young men who would make great husbands, great fathers, so on and so forth, that are like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I've seen too much. A lot of them themselves have even been through too much. And that just breaks my heart. And here's the thing. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I gotta say this. Here's the thing. Ladies, there is something very telling about our behaviors and the things that we have done to these men, to where we are starting to see a lot of the young men and men in general that we actually need turn their backs. The men who not too long ago would take a chance on you. They were the ones giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying, you know what, let me try to show you better. Let me try to give you better, and maybe that will help you out to maybe inspire you to change. But that's not happening anymore.
The effect of marrying a wrong person as a man can destroy your life or can derail your life. If you are headed to some level of success or some huge success, if you end up with a wrong woman as a wife, you're not gonna reach there. You're not gonna do significant things in your life, because that woman that you've married, she'll be your bottleneck. She'll be the one to hold you from reaching your greatest heights, you know? And also, your life expectancy also significantly drops if you marry wrong person. Why? Because they'll stress you out, you know? So, as men, we know better. We know that women no longer care about certain fundamentals or certain things that older women, our mothers, our grandmothers used to be about, you know? And sometimes also because of feminism, and also there are few women out there that have it in them to be good wives, that can make good wives. So you already know you are better off staying single and not to marry. People are opting to have like girlfriends just. If the relationship ends, a man moves on and he finds another girlfriend. That's how people are doing it. Those that want to have kids, if he has the bank, he has the cash, he will have like shoot kids with certain women. He's ready, he's prepared to pay child support, but they are not marrying these women. It says a lot. It says a lot. You know, the shift from people wanting to settle down, marry, have kids, families, to just find a woman that I can breed with, pay child support, go about my own life, and find another girlfriend that I can date.
I'm trying to attract a high value man, and like the second I saw that he wasn't like a high value man, I have no reason to be like talking to someone that isn't when I'm like a high value woman.
Not even a
Okay, so I don't think a high value woman will be on podcasts talking about men in relationships. That's not what high value. When you look at women, high value women don't go on podcasts to talk about relationships and talk about dating, talk about men, talk about Tinder, talk about their Tinder date. High value women don't do that. She's not a high value. And I would want somebody to argue with me in the comments to validate this point, because high value women have no time to go on podcasts. High value women have no time to show themselves on podcasts. You know, she's not a high value woman.
Potential to be though? Is he
He
ambitious,
definitely
or-
has the potential, but I think us women and men mature at different rates. I think he was more immature than I thought he was.
How so? What about him was immature?
Okay, basically, my friend sent me his Tinder and that gave me the ick.
Wait, hold on. But you said that you were seeing other people too.
Yes, but not seriously. Like, I wasn't.
Were
like,
you sleeping with them?
No.
Then why? Hold on. You're saying during the entire period of time you were seeing him, you didn't sleep with anybody else?
Yeah, no.
That's a lie. Unless she was just going on one date with any of the guys. But if she did do more than 1 or 2 or 3 days, she slept with one of them at least. If she went out with 5 guys, 6 guys that she found attractive, come on, she's lying.
So why would you be seeing other people?
Just to be like open to other people, not put all your eggs into one basket. But
So it's an ick for him to have Tinder and to be exploring his options and to be seeing other women. But if you're doing the exact same thing, that's okay.
I did appreciate him. I just didn't know how to take all the love that he was giving. See, our problem wasn't cheating in that relationship. I never cheated. He was all that I was into. But I had trust issues. I had a bad temper. I was out of control in regards to losing it and always making him go through hoops and hurdles to show me that he loves me. He just seemed too good to be true, and I was just too unhealed. So you got to think, there's other things that women can do to a man other than cheating on him. Like, men like peace. Men like respect. You can't give a man peace and you can't give a man respect when you slap him in the face. You can't give a man peace and you can't give a man respect when you're always screaming and yelling at him. You can't give a man peace and respect when you're never being supportive of his needs. And you're like a bucket with a hole in it, and he's filling you up and filling you up and filling you up, but it's just never enough. See, that's where we became a problem. We had a give to me and a take from him relationship. He couldn't afford to have a moment where he was down. So that was a mistake that I made in regards to dating him. That man deserved foot massages. That man deserved someone who would listen and hear him out. That man deserved for me to actually sit down and ask him, how was your day? Instead of him always coming in and trying to see how mine was. And so much more than that man deserved. But I learned my lesson. And I'm glad that I learned it.
Okay, so women would have like a perfect relationship, a perfect guy, a good guy who would take care of them, like an emotional guy that like will be able to absorb all their moody swings and all that. But they'll just find reasons to push him away. Why? Because he's not cheating on them, he's not mistreating them, but they'll find reasons to push him away. Some, they will even find him boring. They get bored. When you cheat on them, they'll complain to say, no, they cheat. The problem is, I think maybe the experiences that these women, they've gone through, they've turned them into something else. They are used to being cheated on. When you don't cheat, then they find it to be a problem. Not really like they'll tell you like it's a problem. No, they'll find reasons as that could be the reason why maybe they don't find attractive, they don't feel attached to you, they don't feel the connection, maybe because you are so good to them. They'll find the just reasons to wreck the relationship, to break the relationship. If it's a marriage, they'll find reasons to break the marriage. Why? Because you're too perfect. You're not cheating on them. You're not mistreating them. Can you imagine that? If men operated like that, okay, I want somebody that will cheat on me. I want somebody that's so toxic, you know? Even if men at some point, they love them some buddy. Like, that's just a one-off thing. You'd want for continuity to have somebody that's, you know? Come on. Guys, thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel.